hello there. And we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I'm starting this show a lot more earlier than it was scheduled to be because, of course, me and my brother Oregon Gunner had some discrepancies about the timing. I mean, on the show, he told me 8:30, and I said, okay, I'll wait till 8:30. And then suddenly he bumps me with a message and say, hey, Tony, where are you? And I'm like, hey,
Yes.
man, I'm having my cheese and my buggers. Come on, man.
Hey, I apologize to
See ya,
disturb you
guys,
having
man.
music
I've stopped
practice,
eating
bro.
cheese and burgers now because I have to get fit. So, for the upcoming season. So, uh, those are off the table. But yeah, man, no other person than Oregon Gunner is down here.
So
My guy, my brother is with the Arsenal shirt. Talk about the merch. He's wearing the merch today.
yeah,
See, he doesn't see
I'm
people.
a PR
Welcome to the
fool.
show, my brother, my guy,
What's
Oregon
up, man?
Guna. He takes the
Oh,
Pope, guys. He gets the
oh, oh,
Pope, Pope, oh. Oh, Pope, oh.
oh, you're
Big
too
ups to you,
kind.
my brother, man. How are you doing? Talk to these
Um,
people.
I'm
Big
doing
ups to
good, man.
assembles.
Assembled. I'm doing good. Just another Wednesday afternoon in beautiful Portland. The sun's out. You can probably see in the window there. So the sun's outside. It's really nice. Yeah, just needed to talk to Tony to vent about my club. So yeah, I know we're going to talk a little bit about transfers. We'll probably go for an hour or so today. I don't want to keep you too long
Mm.
because I know you've got a busy life too. But yeah, thanks for having me on and another great episode.
Another great episode of the Dal N Claude Show. Guys, of course, you guys know how much this show means to me. One of my most consistent shows this season. Of course, next season, me and Oregon Gunner will repackage stuff. We'll make it more reloaded. I mean, I'm
Mm,
talking of Matrix proportions, yeah? Matrix Reloaded, Resurrection, everything. We're gonna do it down here, with the flying emojis and everything. See,
mm,
we're gonna make this show quite good, yeah. But it has to be next season. It has to be next season. I would really turn shit up on this particular show because it's one show that I really love. But again, I have Arjun Gunner. We're down here. Let's get straight to business. Arjun Gunner, Trent Alexander Arnold. This is
oof,
one big situation brewing. I mean, everyone are laying curses on him. If you're a Liverpool fan right now, you're probably laying curses on on
shameful.
this guy. Does he deserve this as a person, as a football
No.
player, as a kid that grew up in Liverpool and wanted to hone his skills down there, given a chance down there, a legend in his own right because he's won them a Premiership title. He might be winning the second one for them, and he's won the Champions League with them. He's won everything he needs to win. He's won the FA Cup. He's won the
Mhm.
Carabao Cup. He's good. He's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you see this right now as Oregon
Um.
Gunner for Trent Alexander-Arnold and
Well,
Liverpool right now?
I
Shout out to
I
here
can
today.
understand.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
assemble.
Shout out
Big
here
up.
to there as well in the assemble. Thanks for everyone for joining us too. If you're in the chat, leave a like on the video as well. My thing is with Trent is that it's not our club, Tony, right? So we can't. I don't feel indifferent to it, but I do. I understand both sides of the argument. They could have sold him a year ago and gotten money for him, right? He's going on a free, from what I've heard. If I misheard that, please let me know if that's wrong. But he's going to Madrid for free. And the other thing is, Tony, when the
Mm,
Don Carlo calls, you take the call, right? When Don
mm,
Carlo calls, you take the phone call. You know,
yeah.
this is the stage in his career. I think he's 27, 28 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that this is the prime of his career. These are the big moves clubs. Liverpool and Madrid are two of the biggest clubs in the world. So, I, I mean, Liverpool fans should know this is happening. But again, they should have gotten money for him. I mean, it's really not a good piece of business, right? Business wise. I mean, he's
Mm,
probably worth 60, 70 million, I would think, 55 million, maybe 50 at least, right?
at
But
least, right?
again, when you finished out your contract, you've been at the club since you were basically 8 or 9 years old. Like you said, he's won everything there is to win. Let the kid go. I mean, he's 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 a player at the club. He's not property of the club. Once he's out of contract, he's
Mm.
obligation legally, right? And yeah, he's probably cost him a lot of money. And yeah, I think this last season he was a little bit
But
better
John,
than he was this
what is
season.
wrong
But I
with
mean,
staying? What is wrong with staying with Liverpool Football Club? They're your
there's
boyhood.
nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with
propagating for this. I'm
right
just saying. Why can't you stay in your football club, a big
because
football club with lots of heritage?
well,
You're just winning a Premiership title, so you can say it's because of the lack of titles. That's why you're leaving. I mean, they're
no,
closing up on this title. That's another title, another feather to his achievement at that age,
right,
yeah, in a huge football club with heritage. And
Tony.
who's to say that
Don
Liverpool
Carlo
can't
calls
have a
make the
go
call.
again with the kind of manager they have right now for the Champions
Yeah,
League next season? So,
right.
do you feel for the fans in a way? Do you
Yeah,
feel for them?
it feels 50. Yes, and I was getting to my point is the other half of the fans could be upset as well. But the kid's been there since he was 8 years old. This is what players do. Like you said, he's won everything there, and you do make a point of well, why not just finish up, right? If Liverpool is literally in world football close to somewhat of the same level as Real Madrid, right? Even though Madrid's won a lot more Champions Leagues, but you know,
I mean, they beat Real Madrid in the Champions League.
they did. Yeah, they did. Right. And so, but this is common. A lot of the top players from the top clubs just go. They go back and forth, right? We see it a lot in the Italian league, Italian, Spain, France, all those leagues. You know, if any top French players, they're going to get out of France as soon as possible, right? Mbappe was just a year late, really, in joining Madrid, right? He could have done the season before, but they gave him a bumper deal at PSG and he became like part owner and all that BS. But with regards to Trent, it's like you go out in the sunset, man. Like when Real Madrid calls, you
Mm.
go. Right? There's only like 1.005%
I mean, but players like
of
John Terry
footballers ever
stayed in
gonna
their
play for
football
that club.
clubs. I, I mean, players like John Terry stayed in their football clubs and never reached their legendary status with the football club. And it never felt like, oh, we're hungry for money or I'm hungry for money. He said, I
Right.
love this
Well,
football club. There's no other place to be than
well,
this
they
football
paid him
club.
though too,
People
Tony.
like Carragher said, you
He
know
was the
what, yeah,
highest
I
paid
love this
center
football
back.
club. I'm gonna die here. And he died in Liverpool. I
Well,
mean,
he's dead
I'm
at
just
Chelsea.
that's
No,
a metaphoric insertion,
right,
but
but you've got a good point. But they showed him the money. So if Don Carlos calls and shows you the bag, and it's more than you're going to get at Liverpool. Let's be real. Liverpool isn't a semi. I say that specifically, a semi rebuild. Right? They're
mm,
losing Darwin Nunez. They're probably going to get rid of Salah and Trent's out the door. So Slot
are
has
they
to
on a rebuild
resume.
when they're winning the title this season? Is that a
Don't a
rebuild?
lot of teams do that? Well, no. I would say if Liverpool's smart, unlike us in the transfer window, they
Hmm.
would identify those three positions and go fill those three, because the rest of it
Mm,
is pretty solid, right? I mean, if Van Dyke goes, so maybe there's going to be a tidal wave. Trent knows there's probably a wave coming. You know, Van Dyke could go to PSG. I heard yesterday. So, I mean, if you're Trent and the phone call comes from Don Carlo, you have to go. I don't. It doesn't.
mm,
The phone from Real Madrid come calling again. 0.0001% of the footballing world have played for Real Madrid, right?
mm,
But really, well,
mm,
players. I mean, I know they come and go out of clubs, but let's be real. The players that go to Madrid stay there. Players are in or out at Liverpool. Curtis Jones, he's going to be in and out. Harvey Elliott, in and out. Right? This Bradley
yeah.
kid, their new right back. I think Bradley is either left back or right back. I think he's a right back. This 19-year-old kid, he looks decent. But Liverpool are going to have to suffer. You know,
Mm,
they're gonna lose
mm.
some of their top players. They lose Salah and Van Dyke, bro. I don't see them
Even
winning a title
Salah,
next year at all.
exactly. Because I discussed this with my brother, Waffle TV,
Big up
quite
abs.
early, and of course, his views are always his views. That's why I like my brother, Waffle TV. But you are you, and that's what I like you too.
Sure.
But again, yeah. when is this an open window policy right now for players like Salah who have something to go get out there? I mean, it's getting older with his playing age. It's time to sail on to the sunset and go make more
Mhm.
money to feed his family to the rest of his life. You know,
Right. That's a
do
big
you think
portion
this
of it as
opens
well.
doors for other players like in the ilk of that cadre to start saying, you know what, yeah, I have to leave the football club. I know that's just said, you know what, yeah, I don't want to be here. And even before the season ends, I've already agreed a deal with Real Madrid. I'm leaving.
Right.
So, do
Yeah.
you think this opens that door for for every other player that has a bone to pick with Ancelotti this season and say, I want to leave the football club? And again, also remember that players who are also in their prime, who are decent players. I'll give you an example. A player like Kelleher. I think Kelleher works into many teams as a first team goalkeeper and is still
Okay.
in that place. I've been hearing of murmuring from him because, of course, when you have, should I say, he's the best goalkeeper in the world? I would say yes. Right now,
Allison.
for me, Allison is the best
Yeah. Him or
goalkeeper in the
Courtois.
world right now.
Sure.
He certainly can bench Allison right now. So uh, if he works into several teams in the Premiership or even abroad, yeah, why would he want to stay on the bench and play second fiddle to Allison in any way? So he must be asking for concessions, and if those concessions aren't given to him, he would want to leave the football club. Players like
Yeah.
Nunes, I'm hearing that Atletico Madrid, they want him. They want him. Players like Salah wants out to Saudi Arabia to make more money. So this opens the floor, the ground window for every player that has a bone to pick with the football club, not
No.
necessarily Anslot,
No.
to
No.
leave
No.
the
No.
football club. Does this open the floodgate?
No, because I think they still have a. You got to look at the age of the players we're talking about, right? Darwin Nunez is a 50-50 flop, right? Can we agree to that? Right? We can, Liverpool fans, there's some
Yeah,
that say,
yeah,
we
I
could get,
agree.
we could give him tries. He's kind of a flop. He's hit, and he did hit the post, I think, more times than any striker last season. So, I mean, if he would have converted those goals, they probably would have won the league, but that's another story. Anyway, so Darwin Nunez goes, not a huge loss, right? Because they do have Jota
Mm,
still. They have, and I know we've been linked to Jota, which that's a whole other episode we can do, right? But Cody Gakpo is going to have to lead that line until they bring in the striker, and you know they're going to go for Isak. I think Isak is
yeah.
either going to stay at Newcastle or he joins Arsenal or he joins Liverpool, right? And I don't think we have the. I think we have the money, but we ain't going to spend it for Isak. That's for another episode, right?
Mm,
So specifically about Liverpool, I just think that they're older players who've been there for a long time, bro, are going to leave, right? Nunez being the
mm,
exception because he's mid, right? And Arnie Slot wants better, and there's better out there, obviously, that they can afford. With Virgil van Dijk, again, he's done all he can do, bro.
mm,
After a while, it gets stale, right? Arnie Slot's going to want to have key players in those positions, especially at right wing. They're going to have to find someone of equal quality to Salah, which probably won't be hard. There's been some links to Rodrigo from Madrid. So if the Trent thing goes smoothly, that might open the door for Rodrigo in July, right? Or towards
mm,
the end of August or before, maybe a week before. Madrid are going to have to assess what they need as well. But I think you're right in what we talked about earlier. Zubumendi is going to replace Modric. Zubumendi is going to take Real Madrid over Arsenal. But God,
I
I'm
mean,
getting off
we'll
track.
come to that topic. That's the star
Right,
topic
but
for us
Liverpool,
tonight.
you're
We
right.
have to
You're
talk
right.
about
I
that
went off
topic
topic.
this
But
night.
for
But
Liverpool, they need a
we'll
winger
touch
and
that
they need
later
a
on.
winger. So they're going to look for another striker, a winger, a center back for Van Dijk if he goes, and a right back. And like I said, they could fill those positions pretty easily without having to do the Arsenal thing of getting a left back and a center mid when we have positions that we need filled that's more important. Liverpool have already identified that. Like this conversation with Trent, just because we're hearing about it now, this was months ago. This plan's been worked on for weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, probably in January, it probably could have gone. And like I said before, I understand Liverpool fans are mad because it could have gone last season, probably for like I said, 50 to 70 quid than, for a free. But that's business. And that's the way it works, right? So this may open the door for
That's the
Liverpool
way
to
it works,
replace
right?
Salah with Rodrigo or with, Arda Güler, or maybe they're going to bring in, somebody from somewhere else. Maybe there's a kid at Madrid they're looking at. Who knows? But I think Liverpool will be active
Okay.
in the window to replace 2 or 3 of their top players.
Okay, I hear you. Look at the statements from here to there. I mean, it says Mikel Arteta should be thankful FSG are giving him another great chance.
If Van
Talking
Dijk and
about
Salah
this, yeah,
leave, that
because
changes a
definitely I
lot.
think this would be a massive, massive exodus at Liverpool. Mostly if they win this trophy this season.
I don't
Many of
see a
those
Man
players
City.
will want to leave that football club
Who?
with their heads held high. They'll want to
Right.
leave on a high in that football club.
But who?
So
We
we're
just
talking
named them.
of Salah leaving. We're talking of Nunes finding opportunities elsewhere. We're talking of Jota, who Arsenal is still looking at right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Keller might also be looking for a way out. Van Dijk was seen having a private meeting with a PSG chairman. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right in the Champions League matchup with PSG, bro. Before the end of the season, or by the end of the season, that team might be, decimated. Does that? I mean, when you key into this comments from here to there, does that
Right.
leave a chance wide open for Arsenal? Tap tap boom, get a striker. Tap tap boom, get a left winger. Tap tap boom, bring in one more midfielder. Tap tap boom, bring in someone to kind of like replace Saka in a way whenever he's injured. Tap tap boom. Does that make sure that we earn the title next season? Mostly with Man City faltering right now and not in the
I,
same place mentally like seasons
I don't.
before.
I don't think we're going to make the major moves in the market. I think we will be looking for a striker, right? And I think Berta, our new sporting director, I know he's already identified Lautaro Martinez. I've been wanting him for like 3 seasons now. But anyway, yeah, it'll open the door, Tony. But Liverpool again will be shopping again. Isak, if he doesn't go to Newcastle, I really think he probably prefers Liverpool over us. I mean,
Mm,
Isak is going to be the hottest property from the summertime, and Newcastle are going to do everything they can to hold on to him, make him their highest paid player, etc. Right? I mean, and again, I think we're going to see a window where, with 1 or 2 player goes, the dominoes kind of fall. Right? This player goes here, this player goes there, and
yeah.
again, we can't leave United out of the mix either of any of this. They could get Gyökeres, right? So we could be limited on our
Mm.
striker options fairly quickly if we again move quickly, but we never move quickly, right? We're always signing people a week or
We
2
never move
before the
quickly
end
in
of the window.
anything, and
So
that's a bigger problem
I
for
wouldn't
us.
be surprised if we miss out again on our main targets, because teams like Liverpool, United, all the top 10, 12 teams in Europe are going to be looking for the same top 10 or 12 players, right? I mean,
Mm.
Barcelona, I think we're in for Isak too. I think they've sniffed around, and when you start limiting what we need is a striker, and you start limiting those options. If Gyökeres United, Isak stays in Newcastle, Lautaro Martinez is like, I've never even heard of Berta. What is Arsenal? Where are they from? Right? You might, oh yeah, I remember playing them when they had 34 crosses and drew 0-0 or 1-1, whatever it was.
Oh,
These top
Don
players
C in
Arsenal
the
may not
house.
be on the radars. Yeah, big up Don C. Big up into the
Yeah.
box always as well.
Big up Don
These
C.
top
Don
players probably
C.
aren't
Big
looking
ups
at
to you, my
Arsenal, man.
man. My guy, my brother. He gives me £2. Big up to you, man, Don C.
Big up.
I mean, guys, I work with this guy, but I mean, he's become a good guy to me, man. He has been here a couple of times before, and of course, you guys know I respect his takes too. Me and him always have fun on Sackers and TV, and definitely,
Well,
we'll be on his
always
channel once
Qatar
in
would
a
do.
while
Always
whenever he has
they
time.
spent on
He's quite
him,
busy.
and he's not
But
that
shout out
good.
to you, Don T. Thanks for the super chat, man. Always
Don C.
appreciated. We're down here talking about Arsenal, Liverpool first are taking the chop. So, Oregon Gunner, you don't believe that Arsenal have a straight path to the league when that Liverpool team is decimated. I mean,
No,
this is
Man
clear.
City are going to buy
Man
players.
City can't win the title this season. Clearly, they
No,
have a bigger problem. Maybe pet football has been found out,
this
but
season
again,
Liverpool
throw
are
that
winning
all
it.
away. Maybe it doesn't really matter. But the thing there that we know is that Man City isn't really there mentally. And again, I'm hearing some funny news from that aspect of the 155 breaches. I'm hearing something different. I'm hearing something totally different. But again, throw that all away. Maybe it doesn't really matter in it. But the thing that really matters right now is that their head isn't there. It will take more than a season for Man City to get back. Yes, they have a
Mm,
striker, but the
maybe.
spine is old. It needs a new project to restart something different in that football club.
Yeah, I agree.
If you ask me, they have a team in Bournemouth for the FA Cup. I don't really think Man City will be fancying their chances of winning that game because they are
Against
poor
Bournemouth.
mentally this season. So if they're not there this
Yeah,
season mentally, yeah, it will need a new review. They will need to change and bring in more players. Bernardo Silva have to be out of a contract.
they
The
will.
Kevin De Bruyne will have to be
Kevin De
replaced,
Bruyne got one foot in
basically. Yeah,
San
there are
Diego
many players that have to leave the football club.
MLS.
You know, Stones will have to leave the football club, or something different has to happen with
I
him.
know.
A bigger reinforcement has to come in. Nathan Ake, I don't know what's happening to all these people. All these things will be the questions that Man City will be asking next season. But I don't think they're going to win the title going by what happened this season. Chelsea, I don't think they're ready yet. Beat them up.
No, I don't think so either.
Probably maybe, yeah. So I
Cole
don't see
Palmer can't
anything
even
happening with them.
lace his own boots right now.
With Liverpool, when you extricate Salah, who has scored nothing less than maybe 30 something goals for them this season already,
Hmm.
that's a huge
That's a
one.
big loss,
If
bro.
Trent is
Yeah,
leaving, that's a huge gaping hole.
yeah.
And
Van Dyke.
if these other players that play a bit part situation in how they're moving in terms of Jota, in terms of Nunes, in terms
Hmm.
of Kelleher, if all these
Right.
guys leave, Van
Yeah. I
Dijk,
mean, I guess I don't really
it
think.
might just
Yeah,
open that door for Arsenal. It might just
it
open
could.
that door for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
I mean, it
I
could.
don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I,
no, I see what
no
you're saying.
one
Like,
should quote me. I am just saying.
right, you've got to look at it right. What you're doing is looking at the paper to paper, right? Starting 11 to starting 11. Once the so-called exodus at Liverpool happens, which I mean, Kelleher could stay, right? Jonah
Hmm.
could say like one more year, but I think Jonah goes. I'm not sure where. And I'm not sure if I want him at Arsenal, but I just I just have a feeling that they are a different squad without Salah and Van Dijk in there. Let's be realistic, right? It's going to be hard to replace the quality of Salah. That's going to be their biggest thing. I think you could probably find a center back that can do adequate stuff as well as Virgil van Dijk, but it's going to be very difficult to find a pure right winger as good as Salah anywhere in the world right now. Um, but
Mm.
you could also look at people like Justin Clivert, right? He could be up for a move. He could play
Mm.
right wing, right? So I think
Yeah, I saw him in
Clivert gets his
international.
Dutch,
He's
and
a
plus he's
proper
Dutch,
baller.
right?
He's a
Right, he's a
proper
proper
baller, but of
baller,
course, trust
and
Arsenal. We will never go for the good ones. Right now, maybe
right,
we're looking at Sancho. Maybe we're looking at Jota. Bro, at worst, maybe we're even looking at, bro. uh, See, yeah, Arsenal Football Club will never do good business to benefit the football club. We're always looking for freebies and useless players.
pound it,
Bro,
bro.
I mean, it looks like your words are coming to pass. Jonathan David was mentioned in the news, and I heard that Arsenal is having
Mhm.
some certain kind of talks with Jonathan
I
David. I
I
mean,
think he's good, but he's not. I want him to.
what does
We
that
need an
say to you?
experienced
I
striker up
mean, are we
front. I don't want
serious?
Sesko. I don't really. I mean, Jonathan David. I think I'd take him over Sesko to be honest, but he's down my list too as well. And this is where we get the up, Tony. Is this manager spending the money? Like, I want this Berta guy to go in there and do the job that needs to be done when it comes to recruitment, right? I don't want some just,
What is it about Jonathan David that's special?
find some.
I mean, you've
Nothing.
watched him a lot. I've not watched him a lot. I don't like him as a striker.
Played for Vancouver
I might like
Whitecaps.
his character, but I don't like him as a striker. I don't think he's tall enough. I don't think he's big enough. I don't think he has the skill set. The IQ might be there, but I mean, his height isn't really his height doesn't really do him much good coming to a football club like Arsenal.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, bro. He's not in the ilk of the kind of strikers that I think we need.
Do you think Arteta's? See, here's the thing. I don't think he's looking for a starting striker. I think he's looking for a striker to come off
looking
the bench.
now or better.
Right, and that's why we're talking about
looking out now or better.
Say again.
Is it Andre Berta looking for the strikers now, or it's Arteta? Because I think they've closed that door for Arteta to actually bring in personal players.
Well, if Berta's looking for a striker, do you think they're prioritizing one over Kai Havertz? Or do you think they're looking for one to supplement, meaning to put one on the bench? And that's the problem. If we bring in Sesko, we're just developing another young fucking player. And I'm sorry for cussing. I've said this on the show. I'm not in this club to just develop players and finish fourth. Right? I'm here to win a fucking trophy. We need an experienced striker that we let slip our fingers, meaning Ollie Watkins, who's 29 years old. We let him slip through our fingers in January. He wasn't the striker I wanted, but you know what? He would have done something this season, hopefully, if we would have picked him up. But no, we have incompetence.
Oh, definitely scoring goals for Aston Villa.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So until you bring me a senior level striker, I don't want to hear any other bullshit. Right? Because Havertz can come off the bench. Havertz does not need to be our big up in the box. Havertz does not need to be our starting striker. The box,
it was here early. That's the thing.
What are we, again, they say profile. Profile of what? A star striker, someone who's in their mid to late 20s, has experience? Or are we talking about an up-and-coming star like Sesko, who by all means, 22, is up-and-coming? I get it. But I'm just over this profile bullshit. Find a winner. Like, if this Berta guy starts spewing, oh, he's not the right profile, I know he's drank the Arsenal juice. I know he's got the ethos of this pillow foot inside of him. You know what I mean? I want the justice to come in, Tony. I want the experienced striker. And I would take a Pavlidis right now.
Where is the justice?
Absolutely. Where is the justice?
But again,
Havertz is my starting
striker. Who is doing our business? Again, who is doing our business? Because this looks like panic. This looks like panic. Bro, if we go for Jonathan David, that's a panic buy.
It's always a panic buy. Arteta was bought as a panic buy. Remember, Arteta and Benayoun came together as a fucking package. It's always a buy, a reach out, oh, this player, 60 million. Oh, no, let's try and get him for 40. The price is 60. You would not go buy a house, bro, let's say for $100,000 and offer the person 70 grand and stand there like a jackass and expect them to say yes. I mean, I'm just, we're playing this whole transfer window bullshit again. And this Berta guy better get his act together soon, because as far as I'm looking at the clock, it's March 6th.
Oh my God.
We don't have one pre-signed
You went for the juggler even before I even entered it.
Who has any sort of knowledge of what's going on. It is March. This is how bad I want it. I know it's March. We still got 20% of the season to play, 10 more games, right? 9 more games. But, this is when you have to make moves. Madrid have made moves, Tony. Madrid have made moves.
Yeah,
where's the levels? Where's the standards? They're bringing in one of the best right backs in the league already. And it's March. This is what I mean. We're going to fuck around until August 14th, the Thursday before the season starts, and some Zubumendi may show up on a $50-60 million price tag, who hasn't trained with the squad at all in preseason, and we're expecting him to do.
He's going to Madrid. I don't even think he's coming down to Arsenal. I think he's going down to Madrid. I think he's going down there to replace Madrid at the end of the season.
Yeah, with Zubumendi,
again, I don't know. There's still talks between Madrid
It's a
and
perfect fit,
between Madrid,
and it makes sense because he's not
and Modric's
Catalonian.
camp. But I
If
think
he's not Catalonian,
I
Tony, he's
think he
good in
would
the
leave.
Spanish league. Madrid want him.
Yeah, I think he would leave, and I think Modric, Zubumendi would just slot into that
Oh, bro,
Modric's
perfectly.
position. He would just slot in there, easy peasy. He doesn't have to leave Spain. He loves Spain in the first place. I don't think he wanted to leave in the first place.
It wouldn't be
I
part of a
think when that news
project,
came out or broke out in January, I thought it was a dubious
right?
uh, enveloped journalist that released that statement into the air so that Arsenal
Well,
fans will be all
I
up
think
on
there's
on arms
I
and
think
with
there's been
arms,
conversations, Tony.
after the loss at the EFL Cup and the Ulster, after the FA Cup loss to Manchester United, they just wanted to pacify the Arsenal fans, and they did it because
True.
they totally sold that thing to me in January when they
Right.
said that Zubumendi, was done and dusted. I mean, even you too. I mean, I saw you in shows. You were already talking as if Zubumendi, something has already gone on with him. They deceived us all. Uh, Oregon,
Well,
do you have footnotes to this? To how this club has actually deceived us into thinking that Zubumendi was actually coming here.
they probably. Well, then I've had the wool pull over my eyes for 20 some years. Then,
I
bro,
mean,
for
we were
26
literally
years.
deceived. We were
I mean, yeah,
deceived.
well,
It
yeah.
was
When you
coming
when you
here.
go out and say, here's the deceiving part, when you put a price tag out there, Arsenal make contact 55 million, euro Zubumendi. That's what pulls you in. If it says Arsenal and Zubumendi in talks, I believe that. I do believe Arteta has contacted Zubumendi's representatives. Right, I do believe there's interest there. But again, when Don Carlo picks up the phone and calls you, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go, Tony, if you're Zubumendi?
I mean,
Don
you're
Carlos
gonna
says,
answer that call, innit?
I need you to continue on the tradition of winning things here in Madrid, or you can join that
Oh my God,
struggling
bro.
second place club in North London that hasn't won shit in 26 years. That's the proposition Don Carlo can make to Zubumendi. You will be with all your friends. In fact, the French love the Spanish on our side. The French and Spanish play like this together, and you should see our Brazilians as well. That's all he has to say to Zubumendi. Boom, sold. Modric is off to Saudi. Game over. And bro, Zubumendi
Okay, we have
Bellingham
something here from Into the
midfield
Box.
is going
I
to be
mean, if you
cooked.
watch that show today, yeah, I mean, Into the Box, my guy, popped into the show today, and he said something very, very, uppity. He said something very uppity, and he said, that Martinelli is not necessarily a bad player.
Just drop my water cup. I agree.
That's what he said.
He's not.
He said he wants him out of the football club, but still, he
I
still
disagree
feels
with
like
that as well.
he's gonna cook with another manager or in another football club.
He could.
What
He
are your
could.
thoughts on that? Because that's, this is a player that his highest goal tally in this football club is 15 goals.
Right?
He hasn't gone
Has he
above
been
that.
played? And
He
has he been
hasn't been
played in the
pushing
right
out at it.
position?
People are still saying to date that he's worth 65 million pounds, and I'm asking the question: from where? How? How? How would a big football club come to Arsenal and say they're willing to pay 65 million pounds for a player who hasn't even scored up to 10 goals in the league this season?
Well, here's the thing. First
And
of
his
all,
assist is down the toilet. I mean, toilet wrapping stuff. Yeah, it's
no.
shit.
Well,
Complete garbage.
Martinelli is complete garbage. Is that what you're telling me?
Bro, are we following the names of the players or are we following their output for the team?
We're following the
His
output,
output is
and I
bro,
get
it's
that.
crap.
Here's what I'm saying.
It's
Has he
total
been
shit.
played in the right position? Has he been played in the right position?
Bro,
He's been. No,
what position has he been playing? He's been
he
playing
was
in
a
that left hand
striker.
side.
He was a striker in Ambries, and I think he had 12 goals that season. And the following season, he had 15 goals when he was playing as a left wing, right? because we
But
still had
again,
Aubameyang up front.
we've seen him being used in the middle, and he couldn't cut it.
Do you
He
not
couldn't
think
cut it. It
Martinelli?
was just
I want to
hitting the
let me ask
bar
you
to
this:
the post. He
who?
wasn't
Okay,
really looking at where he's going to.
who?
He's always looking to the ground. I mean,
I get
bro,
that.
he
I know. I
doesn't
get
have
that.
the assassin instinct. Bro, when you see top elite strikers, you say, yes,
Like,
this is a
I
striker.
understand.
Look at Victor Osimhen. Yes, that's a striker. Victor Gyökeres. Bro,
Do you? And that's the thing.
there's
Do you not
something they
think?
have in common.
Do you not
These
think
guys are
Martinelli
cold
can
assassins.
produce in those
They're
in that
cold with it.
position, Tony?
Martinelli
But he
has never
doesn't.
been cold for
Tony,
this football club.
Tony, you're comparing
Yeah, he
apples
might
and
have
oranges,
cooked and
bro.
scored 12,
Osimhen
15,
is
but
the striker who
even
plays
that
up
15
front.
isn't really good enough.
Martinelli's a striker who's been isolated on the wing. You're comparing apples and oranges, bro. Give Martinelli those chances up front. Put him up front in a 4-2-3-1 and watch him cook. He scores, bro, about like 70% of the time when he's in the box. He's like 7 for 10 this season. Look, he's got like I think what 5 goals this season. It's not. I understand it's not good enough, but the whole squad has been shit. And plus, he had Kai Havertz with him last season as left mid.
Yeah, but Kai Havertz have outscored him. If
Right, because he's
if Kai,
playing
if
the
we
strike.
all agree Kai Havertz is shit, then why
Do
has
you
Kai
not
Havertz
believe?
outscored him this season?
I fully believe Martinelli would have more goals than Kai Havertz if Martinelli was the main striker. I
don't think
firmly
so.
believe
I
that.
think he would.
I firmly believe
I
that.
think he would fail gravely as a striker. I don't
No,
think he has the confidence.
he hasn't.
I don't
Look at
think
the
he
proof.
has the killer
Go
instinct.
back to YouTube and
And
look at the
mind you,
goals.
those goals that Kai Havertz scored, those goals he scored, part of them were due to his height advantage. Martinelli doesn't have that height advantage
Martinelli's 6
over
foot
Kai
2.
Havertz. Kai Havertz can lean
6'2".
on players and just head the ball. Martinelli doesn't have that ability.
Bro. I know. I get what you're saying. And I get the Martinelli criticism to a point. But again, here to there, needs to leave the club, escape our 10 for his own right, because here to there says that means he will cook somewhere. If he is free roam at United, or let's say, or goes maybe not Chelsea, but was left wing, even for God forsake for City, you don't think he would cook? That's the problem. He's playing in the wrong position. You put him in those same contextual moments as Osimhen has had at Napoli or even at Galatasaray, right?
But again, the fact is that we've seen him play as a striker, and it's useless. It's the same story.
You haven't seen him play as a striker.
Play as a striker.
He's never
Mikel
played as a
Arteta
striker.
have used him in a game, I think. There was one game he played as a striker, and
Tony, you're talking one game. You're talking one game.
It was a shit show.
It was one game. It's not a shit show with Trossard and Jesus up there either. I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Trossard there, complete garbage.
That's right. That's all down to recruiting. But I'm just saying, if you focus on Martinelli, if you give Martinelli the chance,
we don't have the assets. We don't have the personnel to actually.
You will see results with Martinelli as the number 9. I can almost guarantee you that. He's more mobile than Trossard. He's quicker than Jesus. He has an eye for goal. When he's in the box, he scores. It's when he's outside the box that we have our criticism, right? It's outside the box, dribbling low. They're not lifting, he's not dribbling low, keeping his head low, keeping his head down, not looking at players around him. Right, there's things to refinement. And I'm not saying that he's like, the best winger in the world of football. That's not what I'm saying. But for this club, he needs to play up front. Why is Moreno up there with Martinelli's fit? Right? What are we doing? Moreno has 3 goals. He's got more than Cole Palmer. But but he has less than Martinelli. So if you put it on goals, he has less than Martinelli anyway. So why is Martinelli one of our most mobile, athletic players, one of our fastest players, one of our better players with a very good touch, needs to work on lifting his head up on dribbling, can't put him away in the 18-yard box? Bro, he scores That's what I mean. The situations. It's situational. Is what we're situational football now, Tony. It's system-based situational football is what we're playing. Right? We're not getting any output on the wings. We're barely getting output up front. But if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, which if I was, I would put Martinelli up there up front over Moreno all day long. Just the athletic mobility,
I
just the
mean, I
mobility,
mean,
the
I mean,
running
I
itself.
mean, Marino is scoring. I mean, Marino is
Don't.
scoring everywhere. He's scoring
I
at
knew you were going to say
Arsenal.
he's
He's
not scoring
scoring at
anywhere.
Spain. He scored a penalty recently. It was down there when Spain did an equalizer. Bro, he's everywhere
Again,
scoring.
he
So
wasn't
you
playing the
would
striker.
hack off someone
He
who is
wasn't
actually even
playing
scoring goals, both internationally and bailed at Arsenal a couple of times for a winger, a washed up winger who won't score goals for you. Bro, man. I mean,
I don't know.
our TJ would say our fan base are cooked.
The fan base is good.
I'm just saying.
I know
I'm
you
just
don't have all the answers. Do you
I'm
have
just
all the
saying
answers,
what TJ
Tony?
would say.
You have
TJ
all the
would say
answers.
our fan base is
Hey,
cooked.
as much as I love TJ,
Bro,
him and
we're
I
real
have different
cooked.
opinions of
So
things.
you
We're
would
very
hack
cooked.
off a Marino who's scoring
Yes,
internationally, who's scoring at
Tony
Arsenal,
as a
and put in a
midfielder.
Martinelli
Tony,
who scored nothing.
Tony, Tony,
Why?
what position
What
is
is
he
the
playing in Spain?
basis? What
What
has he
position
done
is he playing?
to gain
What
that
position is
opportunity?
Moreno playing in Spain? What position did Moreno score the other day
No,
for
no,
Spain?
I'm just asking why
Midfield.
do we have to take
Oh, okay.
take someone who have even scored a goal to someone who doesn't even score at all? Like, what is the gain?
Again,
What
because
informs that decision?
well, number one, let's look at the. We've looked at this before. Okay, if this is revolving Martinelli, you and I have both seen the heat maps where Odegaard moves the ball, and everyone in the chat knows this. Everything goes to the right. Hence, Martinelli doesn't get the service, doesn't get the touches, and doesn't get the goal scoring opportunities. I'm going
Mm,
to, again, you've seen the heat maps. We've seen them. Odegaard moves the ball to Saka to the right. We've complained about this. It's too much play to the right. It's overloaded on the right.
yeah,
Why is he going to the right?
me and Into
Why
the
is
Box
Saka and
talked about
Odegaard
that.
passing it back sideways and back and forth? Martinelli's out there with his fucking hands up on the outside of the 18-yard box, right? He's
Mm,
bro. I know we got him. I think from like the second division of Brazil or something, right? But even I know this for a fact. Even Ronaldo has come out and said that he is a gem of a player if played in the right position. He's a
mm,
striker through and through, and we've been forcing this kid as a left winger because he can rip a ball in and he's fast as shit. He can get around defenders. But what's upsetting is we know he can get around defenders, but he can't get around Ashley Young, who's 39 years old at Everton. So
mm.
you start to think, well, what is Martinelli? What can he really do? And I get some of the criticism, and I get that. And I didn't mean to make the whole show about Martinelli, but I think out of all the players, bro, he's like the last one we need to really be worried about. Our midfield is done if
Yeah,
Thomas Partey
yeah,
and Jorginho leave.
yeah,
I mean, who are we going to bring in for
yeah.
that? You
Um,
know,
all
I
good
just think
gonna.
that,
We saw in the Italy internationals, one of our own, Calafiore Ricardo, uh, uh, just slumped and said he felt something strange. I mean, it's only it's only our players here that get to ghost on the field, that get to see stranger things on the field. Bro, I've heard it all with us.
you
He,
have,
he said he
we
felt
all have.
something strange. Yeah, we have older ghost, stranger things. I mean, what's with Ricardo Calafiori and the injury, man? What's with this guy and his injury?
Well, he runs like a maniac, and he hurt himself. I didn't see the game, so I can't comment on that. But from what I've seen of Calafiori in an Arsenal shirt, he just runs around like a rabid fucking wild boar and can't defend. I don't know why we bought him.
Man, that was that, bro. That, that was,
Looking like Pearl Jam. This isn't 1994, bro. What the
bro.
fuck? Cut that hair.
That was
Take off those
hard, man.
necklaces and shit. What the hell? Spirit old bullshit. No, I'm just joking.
I mean,
No,
but he's
he's a
always
raw
injured.
talent.
He's always
He's
injured on
injured a
his
lot.
own.
Again,
Like,
you know,
why do we buy all these players that are always injury prone? I mean, all the time, every
because
tackle, that
players are
guy
injured for a
counts.
lot. Give 100%, bro. Those types of players, seriously. I mean, you can look at a lot of players have never been injured. You'll give 100%, but I don't know. He's still a raw talent. You know, I don't know, Tony. That's a good question. I mean, I guess Eddie squad. You know, whenever 2 or 3 of their main players are injured, you
but
start to
when he's back,
internalize and think,
when
like,
he's
what are
back,
we doing
where
wrong?
do you want to see him play? I don't think his I don't think his talent is in defending. I don't think he's a good defender. I mean, you can argue that because I
He's not a
watched him
very
in
good
Bologna.
defender. Yeah,
I'm not saying he didn't cook in Bologna, but he was a decent defender, just a decent defender. Yeah,
right.
but I mean, I've seen his character. I've seen his. I mean, I've seen his positioning when he wants to score a goal,
Yeah,
and I really do think that using him in left centre mid might be something might be something
possibly.
awesome for this football club because Martin Odegaard is always restricting himself to that right hand side. Hence, all our
Mm,
attacks are coming through that side and makes us all predictable all of a sudden. But if we do have someone, just like what we wanted to do with Kai Havertz in the first place, bring him down to left centre mid, create
right.
some razzmatazz down there and help us out while freeing
Yeah.
up that right hand side for something to go on down that right hand side. But I mean, what do you think? Should we be looking on to putting him in that left
I,
centre
I
mid, or should we need to
yeah,
use
I
Zinchenko?
you had to bring out Zinni, didn't you? I want both of those players. I don't know about Calafiore, but Zinchenko to me is done and dusted. He finally is playing him in mid because he wanted to, because he had to, right?
Mm,
Like, if he wanted to play him in central mid, he's had 4 seasons to do that with Zinchenko. So I don't think he's ever going to be a real solid midfielder at Arsenal. But who knows what next season brings if we don't sell him, right?
mm,
It's sort of, it's like, to me, left backs are a dime a dozen. You could, Lewis Skelly fits in just great. Let's keep with that. And Zinchenko can do something in Carling Cup low level FA Cup games against minnows, I guess. But I'm looking to win a trophy, and Zinchenko just ain't it. I mean, believe me, the first couple seasons I thought he was pretty decent, right? Going forward, and
mm.
we all thought some of his through balls were great. The way him and Odegaard worked off each other was pretty well, and even the way he worked with Granit Xhaka wasn't bad at times. But that's long gone now, right? I mean, we're 2 or 3 years past that. So I think it's time to shed the skin of Zinchenko and sell him off to Bayern Munich or whatever club's looking at him. I think Inter were looking at him too.
Shit.
Um,
Oh
the
my
skin,
days.
man. It's
Oregon
like
Gunner.
your
We have
your squad
5
has to
more minutes
evolve.
of Oregon Gunner on the
Right?
show.
Yeah,
See,
I
Oregon
gotta
Gunner,
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oregon Gunner. Champions League is back. Yeah. We have
Oof,
like 4 more minutes with you. See, yeah.
yeah,
Champions League is back. Yeah.
it is.
On the 9th. Arsenal versus Real Madrid. First home game. Yeah.
Mm.
Bukayo Saka, it's been rumored that Bukayo Saka might play in the matchup against Fulham. If he gets a tune-up in that matchup, would you throw him into that Real Madrid matchup for us to have a shout in anything? Does he do anything for us? Does that affect the
Dude,
game
I
in any way
if
than how it
I,
should have been if we never had him there?
if I would say what I feel and what the YouTube community hears, I'm gonna get blasted for. I've always been
You're gonna get clipped
yeah,
up.
I might lose some of my YouTube
Bro, you're
privileges.
gonna get clipped up by Nutside. I
Oh
mean,
man,
that's
yeah.
the
I
person
said
people
big
fear these
majority will
days,
say don't
Nutside.
even big majority say don't
No
even let
one
me
wants to be
cut.
clipped up by him.
Right. I don't want to be clipped up. A lot of our friends are saying, don't let the kids don't do anything until August 16th, right?
Big up,
Just
Dusty.
let this kid rest the rest of the season. But I'm also of the same group that if a player's fit and they're that level of player, we need them,
Mm.
right? We need them. And if you're fit, and if the doctor says you're fit and you feel you're fit and the trainer says you're fit, the set P coach says you're fit, hell, when the dog says you're fit, the bus
Oregon good.
driver says you're
Oregon good. I always knew
fit.
you had it in you. I always knew you had it in you. I always knew that you would dispel the rumors and just and just go for it. I knew you would,
Uh,
digging deep
your best players have to play,
into your fantasies and
and
just,
assembles might
and
too.
just call a spade
Anywhere
and say, you
near.
know what, yeah, we do need you, Saka. We do need you. I mean, sometimes you just have to, kill the noise and just,
Well, kill the noise is
we don't
killing
have
it.
a star performer down
Because
there.
killing the noise, let me finish with this. But with killing the noise, you could be killing a career. With killing the noise, you could be killing a career, right? And that's what we want to avoid.
Mm.
We want him firing on all guns, no pun necessary, come August 16th, bro. Right? If he
Yeah,
hurt,
yeah,
dude, if he,
definitely.
yeah, no, Fulham is out of the question. There's no reason for him to return to any Prem game. If he returns, if the stars align, as you say, and he's fit and
Stars,
he's fit
bro,
and
the stars
Madrid
are
is
on
there,
course right now.
that's a hard decision. Well, see, this is where Arteta needs to be. He needs to put his big boy boots on, right, and be the manager that we want him, essentially need him to be, right? I know a lot of us don't want him there, so, but he's not going anywhere, I don't think. Anyway, with regards to Saka, I got to take off and shout out Don C. Maybe throw him on. I'd like to listen to you guys if you're available for the next half hour or so.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's.
yeah. Let me shoot the
I
link
want to say
to.
don't play him. I want to say don't play him. I gotta go with the YouTube flow, man. I don't think it's worth risking him because I think if
Yeah,
Juan fit, I gotta go right now. There's the call. I gotta go. See you, buddy.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna
All right.
see you
See
soon.
you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheers.
Don't see. I'm just seeing your message. Don't see. I would send you the link right now so that we can. Yeah, don't see. Yeah, don't see. I just sent you the link, so of course you can pop in. I just sent you the link on Instagram. So if you're there, let's see you. So see people, yeah. I mean, if Bukayo Saka is down there, yeah, it's better we take a chance with Bukayo Saka. Better we take a chance. Of course, there's several ways where we can look at it and say, okay, it's a bit hurting his career if we just throw him down there to the wolves, you know. But again, do we have any? Do we have anyone of importance to actually help us out in, in that game against Madrid? The answer is no. We have no one to help us out there. We have completely no one. So we're just completely alone. In that Martinelli is off form, Trossard is off form. There's no Kai Havertz to rely on. The set pieces have dried up. I mean, just look at our set pieces. All our set pieces, yeah, these days, very underwhelming. The kicks, very underwhelming. It's no more threatening again. Guys, the set piece goals have dried up. Every of our set piece kicks have dried up. And it's now clear to see, our ammunition has run dry. It has run dry. Think since December we've only scored maybe twice, maybe twice, maybe twice with with set piece, with core set piece, with corner kicks. It's been so difficult. And these days I don't even see Jover again. These days, my guy don't see,
What's going on, my
don't
brother? How you doing? You right, yeah?
see, don't see.
How you doing, my brother? Hey.
My guy, how you doing, man? Nice to see you,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Man, thanks for that £2 you sent to me, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, no, of course, man. You know I always show love for you. This is what I'm saying. I asked to come on because it's been
Yeah.
a minute since Maney just chopped it up. Like, this is what I'm saying, without no
Exactly, man.
outside
Personally.
interference, without no Man United haters or Tottenham haters or all the haters.
Exactly, man. Exactly, man. See, Don T, this is simple, yeah. Today in the papers, I'm seeing Zubumendi. Don't forget, Martin Zubumendi around January. Journals totally sold it to us that Arsenal have tied up that deal.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the papers yesterday morning and I'm seeing that Zubumendi might be going to Real Madrid for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah.
thoughts on that?
Okay,
Because
Tony.
I don't think we've been lied to. I don't think we've been deceived. I don't think we've been led on. Yeah, of course, real ones in the football, real ones to support the football club do understand that, oh, this is gimmicks. But I mean, the manner that story was being sold to us actually
Um,
showed some certain form of there was a definite stuff that we had this guy done.
uh,
What was your thoughts on that?
okay, you got to always remember, you know, I'm a person that I don't actually ever trust newspapers and anything that they got to say. For
Mm,
one, and two, if you look at Arsenal's history, and we talked about this a lot on Sarcasm City, when we could have had Draxler, when we could have had Benzema, when we was going for Higuain, and like the list goes on and on and on and on. Um, if Arsenal was really serious about getting Zubomendi, yeah, they would have done what Celtic
mm,
did with Tierney, do a pre-contract, do a pre-contract, yeah. If the papers are
mm,
saying what they're saying, this doesn't surprise me because this is what Arsenal does. Yeah, and this is the reason why it's hard for me to be that fan where I'm always going to be positive. Well, like I said, I want to see the best for Arsenal, but because Arsenal do these kind of things where it's like players, they once was coming to us, Mudrick, yeah, like, and thank God we didn't get him in the end, but in essence, that
mm,
sums up us as a whole. Like a player, we could be chasing a player for like 5 to 6 months. Instead of signing a pre-contract, yeah, instead of getting him to sign on the dotted line, so it's like regardless, we're gonna get him, and if we don't get him, we get a payout for it, yeah. Because it has happened when people have signed pre-contracts and wiggle their way out of it, and then the club gets some kind of compensation regardless, yeah. Instead of doing that, what we did was we hoped on getting him, yeah. This is why I said I'd rather pay over the odds for a player in January, so we know we have him, right? Look at the
mm.
look at like this is kind of staying on topic, but going off topic. Look at what Man United did with Amarin. Yeah, Amarin said, "I will come to you next season." Yeah, so I can have a pre-season. But because they wanted Ten Hag out now, what they did, they paid compensation to his former club. Yeah, so Man United could get him. Yeah, that's just like signing a pre-contract, so you can get him. That's just like signing him in in the winter transfer window. Instead of getting him for like 70 million, we'll have
Yeah.
to pay 100, right? And okay, that's
Mm,
over the odds, right? But if you actually respect and you really want a player, you know that other clubs are going to go in for him. You know that you need a player here and now. That's the way it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, if the papers are talking sense, I actually think it's rubbish. Yeah, but then if Real Madrid want a player,
you
it's
thought
down to
it
the
was
player.
rubbish.
Yeah, no. Do you know what it is? How many times? Okay, let's put it this way. How many times has the newspaper actually lied to you? How many times? They make their
No,
money on lies.
lots of times. No, no, the story just seemed real. Like,
The
as in,
story
it
seems real.
seemed real. I mean, it seemed real. The amount of papers that carried it,
Yeah,
published source, experienced
yeah,
source,
yeah,
trustable, highly respected sources that that went on with that. Romano, I mean, let's don't forget Romano. I mean, everyone respects Romano, right? He said it.
yeah.
Now
And Fabio
that the thing
and
has
Fabio
gone bust,
Romano
everyone has forgotten that Romano said it. So,
and
I
Fabio
mean,
and Fabio
let's call a
Romano
spade a
said, yeah.
spade.
Fabio Romano also says that what is it? Man United would not have Radcliffe. They're going to go for the Saudis. And look what happened. He also co-signed that. Yeah, he said everything is pointing towards the Saudis and not Redcliffe. We all get it wrong at times. Yeah, and I'm hoping that it's wrong. But if it's not, like, for one, it's Real Madrid. Yeah, and whether it's Ancelotti's Real Madrid, yeah, or someone else's Real Madrid, we don't know. But it's still Real Madrid. Yeah, and like I said, it's down to Arsenal, because if we threw the money, yeah, at Zubumendi, he would have came to us, yeah, in the club, all right? If we threw the money, but we didn't, all right? Yeah, like that person assembled said, look what happens with Hazard, right? Look what
Yeah,
happened with
agreeing
Abramovich,
person
yeah,
with that.
Abramovich. Look what happened with Ronaldo, yeah. Right, these mans, yeah, all it was to throw the money at them, and they would have came to our clubs. You get me? Yeah.
Mm.
But in Arsenal fashion, we're like, yeah, don't worry, we're okay. It's like we're moving like Real Madrid, and unfortunately, we're not on their levels. We need to get those players in as we did. Okay, look, yeah, Declan Rice isn't 105 mil. I'll pull it out there. But the only reason why we have to pay 105 mil to get him is because we are not Real Madrid, a club like that. Yeah. Man City was after him. Man City was thought, yeah, we can get him. But yet, he got sold to the club that was willing to pay over the odds, and that's Arsenal. Yeah, if we were in the contention of winning titles after titles, if we were doing a triple, a 4-peat, a 2-peat, yeah, then those players were
Yeah.
guaranteed to want to come to us. Yeah, but Arsenal are a team. Unfortunately, big up TJ. Arsenal are a team that
Big
need
up
to play
TJ, my
over the
guy,
odds
my
for
brother.
over the average players. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? And I've got, like, the only people I've got to blame for this is Arsenal. We should have wrapped that deal up here, even if it's a pre-contract in January, right? So he's guaranteed to come to us instead of having these rumors. You know what I'm saying? So who do I blame? I've got to blame Arsenal for this one. Yeah, and that's another player which we heard throughout the years. No, not even throughout these months, throughout the years. Yeah, we could write a list of players that could have came to Arsenal if we would have acted faster or acted in a way we should have. We actually lost our best left back, yeah, one of the best left back in Premier League history, yeah, because we didn't want to pay the money. Yeah. And I'm spanning back like 21 years
Cool.
now. Or
Yeah.
18 years,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Fact.
Because we didn't want to spend the money. Yeah. Spend the money and you get the players. Yeah. It's like this. If you have a company, right, and you want the best players, you have to pay over the odds. Yeah. At times. Yeah. If you want to pay the best workforce, you got to pay the going rate for the best workforce. If you're spending under, unfortunately, you're getting players like Calafiori and Moreno. You know what I'm saying? You're getting Havertz instead of an Isaac. Yeah, there's different levels to this.
Yeah,
there's much different levels to this. And the thing is, yeah, I want to get Zubumendi because unfortunately Partey is leaving this season. Yeah, so we need a replacement.
Bro, we don't know. No, because this Zubumendi thing, could have a ripple effect. Probably maybe Arsenal were thinking that Zubumendi would be coming, so Thomas Partey can leave. So we don't need to like for like players in the in that CDM role. Of course, Rice can play the CDM role. Partey, another added head down there. So they were thinking if he comes in, probably he would leave. Right now, I don't see Thomas Partey leaving.
I see Thomas Partey leaving.
Even if the deal for Zubumendi has gone bust?
Yeah, has fall through because I think Thomas Partey will get the last big paycheck. Yeah, because he's come up to that age where you can see that he's slowing down. Do I think he's still our best CDM? Yeah, I do. Yeah, as good as Declan Rice is. But
again, can he still leave the country? Country?
Yeah, he can. And it's like this year. There's a reason why the last few seasons he
No. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, legally, can he leave the country?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's why he's been playing so many games. Because you've got to remember the last few seasons. There's a reason why I didn't play those games. A lot of these games, and it's coincidental. That he's played never enough all this season. Yeah, we're not going to really touch on it or really go into it too much because you know what I'm saying for certain reasons. Yeah, but you got to remember the last few seasons. Yeah, they said he was injured. Yeah, this season, what's the difference? If he's playing at a high intensity, Yeah, he's literally doubled whatever games he played last season or the last 2 seasons. There's a reason why. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason why. There's a reason why we couldn't have got rid of him throughout that time. Yeah, throughout that time, Man City had a person just like that as well. Just remember that. Yeah, in Mendy.
Yeah, definitely. See, Dante, I want you to chime into this Trent Arnold Alexander stuff going on, man. I mean, Liverpool fans are on overdrive, cursing, abusing, laying. Oh my days, bro! They are laying ancestral curses on this guy. What's your take on him? Yeah, I mean, the news just filtered through that he has already agreed a deal to move to Real Madrid. But to some people, he's a Judas, yeah. But to some people, he's like, I mean, he's like a honest guy. At least he's come out. He said, "Hey, I want to leave." But why someone like Salah is still playing snickaboo, with the football club, is saying, "Oh, I will be here. I'm thinking of leaving," and then he does another interview. He says, "Oh, I love the football club, but I think I'm still leaving." But I know that's come out and say, "You know what? Yeah, I'm leaving. Pre-contract done already." So where do you put this with this Trent guy and this meltdown by Liverpool fans? I mean, none of them are happy.
To be honest, here, they're never gonna be happy if he's gonna leave, right? And they got to see it like McManaman back in those days, right? You got to remember, yeah, no player is bigger than the club. Not one player. Every player eventually leaves, right? It's how they leave. And the thing is, yeah, okay, we had this kind of scenario when Fabregas went to Barcelona, maybe because it's his boyhood, like he grew up there, yeah. So, but then when
Yes,
certain
he
clubs come a calling for you, yeah, when certain clubs come a calling, you have to take it,
Mm,
yeah. Real Madrid, by far, there is no argument, is the biggest club in the world. Yeah, the most prestigious club in the world,
definitely.
whether it's league titles, Champion League titles, and so forth. So if they want you, there's no reason why you shouldn't go. Like he's going, like if you go play for player, yeah, he's going to a ballers team, yeah, a ballers team, yeah. Did you know when you used to play football in the park when you was young? And you're so happen to be on that team when every man's megging the other team,
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
friends and this and that. Like you're just having fun. That's the kind of team that he's going to. He's not going to an Espanyol, yeah, or Valencia or Villarreal or an AC Milan. No disrespect to them because they're still a top team, yeah. He's going to Real Madrid, yeah. If people can't understand, he was part of a team that helped them complete football. He was part of a team that helped them get the Premier League, the first Premier League for them, yeah, in 30 years. He was part of that team,
Mm,
yeah. He has taken,
yeah.
yeah, Liverpool as high as they're gonna go. Let's put it this way, yeah. Liverpool need to an overrun for the whole team. Van Dijk, next season is if he stays this season, next season he's finished. Yeah, he ain't playing next season for
Yeah,
Liverpool.
I think he's
Yeah,
leaving. I think he's
Konate,
gone.
next
I
season
think
he's
he's
going.
gone.
Yeah, Salah,
Konate might
he's
also leave
going.
for
Yeah,
Real Madrid.
like Diaz, yeah, Gakpo, all of them man there. Jota is not the baller he is. For me, I do rate Jota highly, yeah, but I rate him like I rated Eduardo for Arsenal, yeah,
Be
and
careful
and
what
my
you
man was
say. He
always
might be at
injured,
Arsenal.
yeah. No, but the thing is, yeah, if he came to Arsenal, would he make our attack better? Yes, because we haven't got a striker, yeah, we haven't got a striker.
But he's
So just
injury
for us,
prone. I
no,
mean,
but no, what I'm saying is just for us to get a striker, yeah, is a positive. Is what I'm saying because we haven't got a striker, right? Do I want him? I
yeah.
don't want him, right? Who I wanted for
Mm,
for years was Ollie Watkins, but like he's 29, 30 now, so like if we was to get him,
yeah.
we should have got him last season or through the winter, and we didn't, yeah. So now they're saying our eyes are on Isaac, yeah, which we probably won't get. You know what I'm saying? Which we probably won't get. Let's not play this narrative thing, yeah. So now it's who are we gonna hunt for? Yeah, who are we hunting down for? Yeah, but it's not about Arsenal like that. It's about Trent. Trent for me, Trent for me should go. So, no, just came back from gym. My throat's all dry. Trent should go. Yeah, not even for my bias towards them, because I have no hate towards Liverpool. Yeah, I think Trent is a baller. Going forward, he's a baller. Yeah,
He's a baller,
baller.
but
Yeah,
defending might be something different.
yeah.
But he's
But
not
then
gonna feel it in Real Madrid, innit?
no,
I
he's not.
mean, they
He's
they
not,
hardly defend. They hardly
bro.
defend,
Don't,
so he's gonna enjoy
don't
his time.
bro. And in essence, yeah, when teams come up against Real Madrid, yeah, they're scared. Yeah, so they're not going to attack
Yeah.
him as much. Yeah, in the Champions League, only maybe the top 5 teams in the world are going to go at them. Yeah, and expose Trent in his defensive failures. Right?
Does that include Arsenal?
Uh,
Don't answer. Don't worry. Don't answer,
Do you
man.
know what?
I
No,
don't
no, no,
want
no,
people
no, no,
coming
no. I
here
am gonna
clipping
answer.
you up.
No, 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 no.
Let them
If
clip
people,
me.
no,
I'll
if
take those
no,
shots, brother. I'll
Tony,
take it.
Tony. I grew up in
I
an
don't want
area, yeah.
nobody clipping you up, so
Tony,
don't worry, man.
Tony, Tony. I grew up in an
TJ
area
is down here. He might clip you up.
where you speak your mind or forever hold your peace. Yeah, I grew up in that area. Yeah, what that means, yeah, to the people that don't know, speak your mind and don't watch no face. You know what I'm saying? Because we have
Yeah.
played against a player like Trent, we know how to expose him. So yes, we will expose him. Yeah, because we know how to expose him. You get me? Yeah, because
Yeah.
if you're talking about teams that's played Real Madrid, the reason why they've lost so many a few games in Spain is because they play this Real Madrid, yeah, year in, year out. So they know how to expose them. They know where the weaknesses are. Yeah. We don't, because all we can do is go by videos. These lot play them. You know what I'm saying? These lot play them. We
Mm.
played against Trent for the last 8 years, 9 years, right? The
Mhm.
last few games, yeah, they've always doubled up on whoever is on our left side. You get me? Yeah. More noticeably, yeah. Martinelli. He hates paceful
Yeah,
players. When the
Martinelli.
ball goes over the top, yeah, and then they run behind him, he always gets cooked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so
Mm.
we know how to play against him, even though Real Madrid are a better team than us, yeah. And by far, they should be, because they're the best team in the world. Yeah. We know how to isolate this player. Yeah. And that will be one of their major weaknesses. Major weaknesses. Right?
Yeah.
But then, if he plays the Spanish way, you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know, because it's a different kind of ball game. Because in Spain, they're a lot more technical than us, not tactical, more technical than us. Yeah. So they're not really going to be playing the balls over the top. They will go through the middle. Is what I'm saying. A lot of pace. Like
But then, Dante, do you think this is motivated by money, or vibes, or what is motivating his move?
okay.
Is it money?
JD9, yeah. JD9 was motivated by
Yeah.
money. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
motivated by money. That's why he left. Yeah. This one is
Yeah.
motivated because this is Real Madrid. This is Real Madrid. Yeah. If okay, the reason why we could get a Ben White, yeah, the reason why we could get a Ramsey, Ramsdale, yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
Ramsdale, even a Ramsey,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back in those
Mm-hmm.
days, or
Mm-hmm.
whoever those players are, because they're coming from bloody a pebble in an ocean, yeah, right? That they're a
Yeah.
pebble club in an ocean, and that's no disrespect to that club, because when you look at teams like Brighton, like Celtic, like they're not Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? We're a
Yeah. Sure.
massive club, yeah. We're a
Mm-hmm.
juggernaut
They're not
compared to
far.
those clubs. So if we're gonna pay those prices, this is why we can get rare, because of the club that we are compared to those clubs, yeah. But then, can you imagine
Mm.
if those clubs, like or Real Madrid, say they wanted to get Saliba, yeah, which if you listen to the talk, right, that's who they've been eyeing up,
Mm.
right? They won't get him because he's still got another 2 years on his contract. Yeah, right. So they're not
Mm.
gonna, they can't get him off us. We could turn around and say, hell no, you ain't taking him. But give it a year now, yeah, and they said they wanted to buy him, or he's going on a free. What do you think they're gonna do? What do you think Arsenal's gonna do? They're gonna sell him, because they'd rather sell him for the price and see if we can get another Saliba, yeah, than let him go for free. That's what I'm saying.
Then
And
let
that's
him
the
go for
reality
free.
of it. Because when you see Trent, yeah, if Liverpool are going to let him go, this is the only time. Like, no. Furthermore, he's going on a free, ain't he? Because they let his contract run down like idiots. This
They
is what I'm
let his
saying.
contract run down. So it's
And
an
that's
FSG
down
thing,
to
right? It's an
Liverpool,
FSG
bro.
thing.
Yeah. So can you imagine last season? They could have sold him. right? And they could have made some money off him. They could have got easily 70 mil, easily 70 mil. But instead of them trying to sell him, yeah, now he's going on the free. So do you know what? Yeah, why
More or
don't
less.
Trent go? And that's even funnier for Liverpool. Is what I'm saying, because now they're not getting a penny. A penny. At least with Coutinho, when
Not
Coutinho
even a
went to
penny.
Barcelona, they got what is it, 80 mil from it, yeah? And that's what
Yeah,
funded
80.
Salah,
It was
yeah?
around that.
And
It
that's
was
what
around
funded
that
Salah.
figure.
They're not getting a penny. So do you know what, yeah? If you're saying to me that Trent shouldn't go, or any Liverpoolian saying Trent shouldn't go, why shouldn't he go? He's going to the biggest club in the world, yeah? It's not like he's going Stoke on Trent, yeah? It's not like he's even going Napoli, right? And that's no disrespect to Napoli, because who was it? Maradona played for them, and he's one of the greatest players to ever live, to ever play the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's going to
Yeah.
Real Madrid. Bruv, he's going to be kicking ball with Vinny, like Camavinga, yeah? He's going to be kicking ball with his boy Bellingham. He's going to be kicking ball with Mbappe.
I mean, I hear you. I'm just looking from the standpoint of core Liverpool fans, yeah, that have watched him grow as a player and thinking that, oh, okay,
Bro,
he has
bro,
already gotten
as a parent,
legendary status in this football
bro,
club as it is, and why are you leaving the football club? Liverpool will still
bro.
be challenging for Ernest in the next 2, 3 seasons if
Okay,
everything stays intact. If
bro.
everything stays intact,
All right then.
this is where I'm
Salah,
going to. They will
Salah
still
is
challenge
going
for
to
Champions League
Audi.
titles. They will still challenge for the Premier League. They're the winners right now. But the problem down there right now is his movement now opens the door for so many things to happen. It's a ripple effect. Now Salah would now say, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. The poster boy has just decided to actually sign for Real Madrid. Okay, if I come out right now and say, I'm leaving, it's not a big problem because someone has
No, it is.
actually already taken away, that burden away. So now they could confidently come out and say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to Saudi Arabia. It could also lead, bro, the ripple effect is much. Other players like Keller, who walked into many or several teams as a first team goalkeeper, will be saying, you know what, yeah, I need to go, do something for myself. Players
Yeah.
like Nunez, who Atletico Madrid is looking at right now. Jota is a player that seems to be looking at grabbing at every instance. We've heard rumors of Diaz actually, getting out of the football club. This is my big question to you, Don C. Shout out to Flawless, who is down here. It says,
Yeah.
Tony,
Big up
Don
flawless.
C, link up. Big up to you both. Yeah, man. Big up to you. And of course, big ups
Bro.
to Strasbourg C. See, this is my big question to you. If this leads to some certain ripple effect, Salah goes, Nunes goes, Jota goes, Kelleher goes, Konate goes, Van Dijk goes to PSG, bro, that team is depleted. With Manchester City mentally not where they should be, does that open the door for Arsenal to win the league next season? Don't see. I know
Um,
you don't want to be part
okay.
of
No,
this.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no, no,
know
no,
you
no.
don't want to be a part of the stars with the line or anything. But I mean, give me footnotes to this. Does that
Okay.
open the door for Arsenal?
There was two questions in that. Yeah. You see, for me, there was two questions in that. You see, when you're talking about those players leaving, right? Any player that's on the contract, there
Hmm.
you can always say no. Yeah, it was Liverpool that was so stupid. Yeah, right. You Liverpoolians, right? Whoever owns your club are stupid. Yeah, you let Salah's contract run down. You let Van Dijk's contract run down. Yeah, and you let Trent's contract run down. Yeah. These three players have been pivotal to your team success throughout the years. Yeah? Flawless, shut up. Yeah? Um, so
Flawless.
like
Flawless is
so
drunk,
that's
man.
that's down to Liverpool. So if they okay, so let's say Trent leaves, yeah? Therefore, they got more
Mm,
funds in the bank to give Salah the last contract that he's going to get. Yeah. So maybe he might stay. You know what I'm saying? So it's either him or Van Dijk.
Mm.
So out of the trio, one is more likely to stay. Right? By them getting rid of Nunes is not really going to hinder them in any sort of way. For them getting rid of Jota is the same thing, just because he's never fit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the base of ability is availability. When you're available, yeah, you can do all of the stuff, yeah. But then out of, let's say, 45 games that Liverpool will play, or let's say 50 games, yeah, he's only going to be playing 17 to 22, yeah. That's not enough if you're chasing things. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough if you're chasing things. Flawless. So, like for me, that's down to Liverpool. And if they're doing a rebuild, they're going to have to do a rebuild because no player is going to be here forever. It's just so happened that they got so many players within their primes, yeah, at a nice age between 24 and 30. Yeah, they got so many players like that's on form, that's always fit. Yeah. Now, to answer your second question, right? Do I think that with Man City, Man United going through, Man City going through their rebuild, and possible Liverpool going through their rebuild, can Arsenal is a title Arsenal's? Yeah. In the last 3 seasons, every single team has gone through their rebuild. Yeah. Right? Bar Man City up until this year. But you can see the chains breaking on Man City from last season, yeah? Even to the end of 2 seasons ago, yeah? To last season. Right? Liverpool now, do I think that they could hold a title? No, I don't think they're going to win it next season. Right? Because there's a big possibility for them to lose all their players. But come September, we'll know more. This is what I'm saying, because the transfer window closes. With Man City, I don't think Man City are going to be the same Man City of old. Just because like we're more on an even playing field and teams are not scared of Man City anymore. If you check it, the first season that Haaland came here, he never scored 40 goals. Yeah? Yeah? This season, he scored like 24 goals. Right? 24 goals.
Yeah.
And they've gone at every single competition apart from the FA Cup. Right? So the reason why is because people like when Haaland came, he came with that hype. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, yeah. If you're going to work and they've employed someone with a massive reputation, yeah, everyone's like, oh no, I need to get my game together because you know what, yeah, he's gonna overtake me if you work in sales. That's what I'm saying. But then after the first year, when you realize, oh, he's not all that. All you need to do is stick on him, get tight on him, and just throw a little shoulder here and there, yeah? He gets frustrated, you knock him off his game. Because when Haaland has a bad game, he has a horrible game. You know what I'm saying? But then,
definitely,
like just like most of the time in this season, because he hasn't been dominant in this league, right? And that's because other teams are like, you know what, yeah, okay, cool, like you're big, yeah, Icelandic, like, yeah, what I'm saying, you're Viking. But guess what? Man will just shoulder barge you out here. Yeah? You're nothing to me. You get me? And that's what and honestly, that's what they've done to Haaland this season. Yeah, what I'm saying. Yeah?
Yeah. They've bullied him. They've bullied him several grounds.
Like Man City's cool. What made Man City over the last few years, especially through Pep's era, was the players like Jesus, was the players like Mahrez, was a young Kevin De
Bernardo
Bruyne, or
Silva.
youngest Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean,
Bernardo
they always
Silva,
got goals
yeah?
from those outlets,
Rodri,
didn't it?
Kovacic the first time. What's his name? John Stones when he first came into that team, right? Walker. Now, Walker's gone. Mahrez is gone. Sterling's gone. This season,
David Silva is
KDB's gone. Bernardo Silva's
Lots
going to
of
go.
players.
And if he stays here, he's not the player that he was. Rodri came out of a year, is going to come out from a year's injury. He's not going to be the same player. All right, Ruba, I'm trying not to mention those names. You see, Flawless, yeah? This is how I know he loves Tottenham. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay, Flawless. I'm not biting you know what I'm saying, yeah?
No.
Big up my brother.
Flawless.
Big up
He
my
does
brother,
this to us all
Flawless.
the time.
Right. So you got to remember, yeah, look at the players that I've noticeably mentioned. You know what I'm saying, yeah? That was Pep's team. Okay, he's gonna like there's no guarantee that he's gonna stay even after this season. Yeah. He probably will, yeah, for one more season. But is he going to reach the heights that he's done? No, do you know why? Because teams are not scared of him no more. Like it's ironic that Arsenal's closed the gap. There was a stage here when they was beating us 5-0, when they was beating us 6-1 and all the rest of it, yeah? But guess what? That man ain't doing that no more. We're competing on another level. You know what I'm saying? on another level. This
Yeah.
is why I always said to you,
We're not getting disgraced.
no,
We're not
and the
getting
thing is, yeah,
disgraced like we used to.
and that's
Oh
what I
my
always
God,
say.
Flawless is laughing, man.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
I
I
mean,
love
why do I
but
have this feeling that Flawless is clipping this up?
no.
I have a funny
Do you
feeling
know
he's
Flawless?
clipping
Yeah,
this up
Flawless is always clipping it up.
for
Flawless is
entertainment
clipping it up.
purposes on his channel.
Oh, bro, did you know what it is? I got a shout out Flawless because you know what? Yeah, the only reason why I'm here with you today
Shout
is
out
because
to
of Flawless.
Flawless, man, our
This is what I'm
brother,
saying because
man.
you know
I
Flawless is my
mean,
brother. You know what I'm saying? That is
Flawless, I
family tune right
mean,
there.
he's been an amazing brother, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
man.
but see, don't see Merino, the beast,
Yeah,
Merino.
oh,
I
oh
mean,
boy,
criticize him all you want. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you've called him my guy, my this, my that, bro. He's not. But all I'm just saying is, just look at Spain. I mean, someone we we actually used as a makeshift striker is at Spain doing the dirty work, getting them goals, scored in the penalty shootout, still scored again when they needed a goal most. Is there something we're missing in the skill set of Marino? He's bailed us a few times. He's helped us out. He scored
yeah.
some
But then
certain goals,
you got to remember
despite that place not being his position.
anyone.
And in Spain, they've used him. He scored goals. He scored a penalty. He scored a last gasp goal to keep them in touch with the Netherlands. Do you see anything special in that guy, or is
No,
just not it for you?
no, it's just not it for me. He papers over a lot of cracks. He papers over a lot of cracks, and when he scored that goal, I think it was a goal game before West Ham when he came and scored those two goals, right? Because I was actually on Flawless's live.
No, not
Yeah,
West Ham. Leicester City.
Leicester, yeah, the game before West Ham. Yeah, I couldn't remember when he scored those two goals. I couldn't remember the two goals. I was in Flawless's live, and I'm like, this is bad because now we're going to use him up front. Yeah, I don't want another
Mm,
makeshift anything up front. Yeah, and I don't want to
exactly.
make, bro. I do not want to makeshift anything, bro. We bought him in midfield. We like in midfield, he's trash. Yeah, he's trash
Mm,
because if like okay, if you're a good player, yeah, what I class as a good player, you can come in a team. At least you've got athleticism. Yeah, you can at least turn on a half
mhm.
turn. You could pass at least. Yeah, I don't see nothing from him apart from his technical ability. I don't see nothing from him. Like, how many games have we won when he's been in the middle? Yeah, we've had to sub him off because he's been that bad. Yeah, and him playing
Mm.
up front, he's not really gonna hurt us. Like going backwards. At least when we had Shaka, yeah, we knew the technical ability going forward is great, but we knew he's defensively he was poor. Yeah. So do you know what Arteta did? Arteta pushed him further up. Yeah, and we had one of the greatest seasons. Yeah, like with Moreno, I just think he's too stiff. He doesn't offer us much. Apart from the height,
Much,
he
yeah.
doesn't actually offer us much. And to say who can score from a penalty, do you know what? Yeah, most players can score from a penalty. Most players can score from a penalty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah?
Dante,
No,
you're now
because
making this so easy. Come on,
no,
man.
bro.
Vinicius Jr.
Yeah,
didn't score from a penalty when
Jorginho,
his team needed him most in the Atletico
bro.
Madrid
Okay,
game. But
okay,
but
okay,
again,
okay.
I'm
No,
just
I can't
saying,
have
man.
that,
I'm just saying
bro.
because
Bro,
you've
if
just
you look
talked
at his
about
ratio,
penalties as if
bro, if
it's
you're
an
looking at
easy thing
Jorginho's
to just
ratio,
go there and suck up pressure
no, if you look at
and
Jorginho's
go
ratio,
score.
yeah,
But I
he's probably
mean, I've
scored over
seen
more
Vinicius
95%
Jr.
of
just
penalties. So go on.
no,
Hello?
bro. It's simple, man. I mean, just give it to him, man. He scored goals. Give it to him. Just give
No,
it
he
to
scored
him.
goals, yeah.
There's no need
But
taking his glory away. He scored goals.
bro,
I know you don't believe in him. I know you don't think he's a striker. But I mean, for someone who is a makeshift, yeah, who hasn't played that place in his life, I mean, he hasn't done badly, man. He
okay,
hasn't
Tony,
really done bad. I mean,
Tony,
for both international and club side, he hasn't really
yeah.
done badly. You know,
No, okay.
but
When it comes to the
it's okay to
internationals,
criticize him as a player, but is the manager using him right? Because we've seen this manager, yeah, misplaced players, playing them out of position. Thomas Partey at right back, uh,
yeah.
Kai Havertz at left centre mid. Put him down there as a striker. That's where we got even a little tune out of the guy. I'm hearing people saying that Martinelli could be doing very well as a lone striker, and the manager isn't attempting to use him down there. Trossard is down too. I mean, Martin Odegaard looks more like a number 8 rather than a number 10, because most of the time he's on that right hand side. He's loses best man down there who could help him work things out down that right hand side and make him more effective in Bukayo Saka. He's more of an immobile number 10. He doesn't move or drift across the 18-yard box, outside the 18-yard box. He doesn't go towards the left hand side to help out down there. He's not mobile enough. So we have this manager put players out of place. Do you think that that has been the problem for Mikel Marino?
Oh no. The problem for Mikel is that he's an apprentice. He's not a manager. He's not a manager. That's
No,
the
I
problem.
mean Mikel Marino.
Oh, Mikel Moreno. Okay, the problem with Mikel Moreno is he's not as great a footballer as people think he is. I don't rate him at all, because when he said he's getting goal for Spain, I don't really care about Spain. I don't really care about that. It's what you do for my club. Yeah? It's what you do for my club.
Mm.
And please don't tell me like because he scored 2 goals against Leicester. It's fucking Leicester, they're getting relegated. He's getting Leicester. Because when we needed him against a team
No, I'm
like
not
Man United,
defending him.
yeah?
I'm not defending him. I'm just saying,
And
as a makeshift guy, he hasn't been too bad.
no,
That's what
the
I'm
thing is,
saying.
but the thing is,
I
he hasn't
mean,
been too good.
why are we Arsenal fans too entitled, man? I mean,
No,
someone will see
okay,
you and say you're too entitled.
no, okay. To anyone that wants to say we're too entitled, too entitled. We had Rocky, we had Ian Wright, I'm gonna say after everything now. We had Bergkamp, we had freaking Thierry Henry, we had Anelka, we had who is it, Van Persie, right? We had Adebayor, even Lord
We had
Bentner we had,
Bergkamp.
yeah. Yeah, look at the ballers. We had one of the best prospects at that time in football in Francis Jeffers. Okay, he didn't really live up to the hype, but guess what? He still won Premier League medal. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm.
So the reason why I am entitled is because at least the one thing that we did have through these years was a striker. And that is my
Yeah.
issue. I do not want any makeshift. And people can say, do you know what? Yeah. Like there ain't that many strikers. The stocks of that many. There ain't that many strikers out there. Guess what? They said about midfielders at one stage, and then Iniesta and Xavi came up because Xavi's been playing that team way before Pep. Yeah, when Rijkaard was there, and he was on the bench all the time. It's just a system that suited him. Yeah, for him to play in that. Yeah, which many people don't know. Right? There are strikers out there, but the thing is, Arsenal at this point in time, or Arteta, doesn't want to buy them because he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try and find a perfect person to play within my system. But guess what? The last 2 seasons, the reason why we did not win the league, right? Because we should have won it the last 2 seasons, was because we didn't have a noticeable striker. It's because we had a makeshift number 8 that couldn't play number 8, so he puts him up front. In the dog-eat-dog moments, right, we needed a striker. This is why I'm not going to give praise. Yes, cool, you scored a few goals. You know what I'm saying? You scored a few goals. Cool, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah? You won us a match, okay. But going forward, I do not want that. Yeah? Because if if we keep that, and we do not get another striker, and I'm like, he's the best thing, what's going to happen next season? We are going to still be second.
Okay,
second, bro.
That leads to that big question against Real Madrid. Who would you rather see lead the line on that day? I mean, we just have Marino, who had a good internationals, came back. I mean, he's not injury prone. He's back.
Yeah.
I mean, he scored a couple of goals for Arsenal. Yeah, let's don't throw that under the carpet. Would you rather use? Because I heard someone telling me today on the show that he would rather use a Martinelli down the middle. For me, I would take it. But again, I still find that hypocritical because Martinelli hasn't scored for this team. He's a shocking player. Why would we want to put in a Martinelli who we know hasn't scored goals and replace him for Marino, who has done well but in internationals and at Arsenal to even give us something? I mean, he scored the same amount of goals Martinelli has scored at the Premiership, if not more.
Do you know
Because
what?
he's within 5 goals. How many goals has Martinelli scored in the Premiership? Probably like 5, something like that.
I think
and he's not a striker.
I
4
think that
goals, and he's not a
yeah,
striker.
I
So I
think that
mean, who would you rather go with in that Real Madrid game? A
it's not
Martinelli,
who I'd
right?
rather go with, who is the most sensible option, and unfortunately, the most sensible option because of the way we play, because of how we play. You got to remember, our whole team has been a very tall spine, a 6'2" plus spine. Yeah, because if you look at Havertz, then Declan Rice or Partey, and then the two centre backs that we have, right? So because of the way we play and the style of football we play, we have to play Moreno up front. We can't play Martinelli against a Rudiger. Rudiger will body him. He will body him. Right? Let's
Mm.
not even go there. If like Martinelli is no Aguero. Aguero, you can't bully him off the ball. Yeah, he had pace. He had a banging shot. Right? He's low center of gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Martinelli, right, is as
Hmm.
skinny as what Flawless is. You know what I'm saying? Man's Marga. Yeah? Man's Marga. You know what I'm saying? Right?
But I mean, he hasn't
And
been using it, innit?
that's no
He hasn't
disrespect to
been
anyone.
using
Yeah?
all these things we
That's
talked about.
that's his body frame. Because if you're looking for movement, I would say play Martinelli because Martinelli has movement. He has movement of a striker. Yeah? Because I think he scored a goal one time when he ran behind Havertz. The ball came over. He was on the right hand side to goal. And he literally, the movement that he
Yeah.
done, got it bottom corner. I forgot
Which
who that
team
was
was
against.
that
Yeah?
against?
Yeah?
Was that
Right?
Man City? No, I don't think so.
No, it was against Man
I
City.
remember.
It was against Man City. But I remember that movement, yeah? So he's got that capability. And just remember, Havertz didn't move for that ball. And there's a lot of times when Havertz hasn't moved the ball or even Marina up front, yeah? As a
Mm.
number 9, yeah, he has the movements of a number 9, but he hasn't got the body structure of a number 9, yeah, that we need.
Of a
Because if you
number
look at that,
9, and that's
if
his
you look at
biggest
all the
problem.
greatest number 9s, yeah, they cannot get bullied off the ball. We can go even, let's say, as small because what's his name? Vardy is as small as Martinelli. No, yeah, Vardy, yeah. But Vardy, you cannot bully off
Mm.
the ball. Salah, yeah. Look at Salah, the same kind of height and stuff like that, but he cannot be bullied off the ball. Then we go to Isaac. Isaac's Marga as well, yeah, but he cannot be bullied off the ball, right? Watkins, look at the structure of Watkins. Who is Watson? Wilson, not Wilson. Wilson, I played for Newcastle. Look at him; he's the same kind of height, but he cannot get bullied off the ball. As soon as
Mm.
Martinelli gets touched, he rolls around and holds his right ankle every single time. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So for us to put Martinelli in a game like that, is it like I think that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna have to do is not what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted a striker, and I always say Arsenal don't care what we want. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna play who they're gonna play. We need,
Sorry, man.
yeah,
Sorry.
no. What's gonna happen is he has to play Moreno up front because the style of football that we do play, we need a big, tall centre forward. A style because there's gonna be a point in the game we're gonna be spamming balls in there because that's what we have been doing. You get me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because of the
the only
style of
thing
football
we
that we
can
play.
do.
Can you imagine
Mm.
a friggin' 5'9" person trying to go up against Rudiger? He hasn't even got a good jump. You get me? When have you ever seen Martinelli score a header? You get me? All the headers are scored by
Bro,
Timber,
non-existent.
Gabriel,
Non-existent.
Saliba, yeah, Declan Rice, Partey, Moreno, Havertz, yeah. They're all the players that's actually scored a header for us. All of those players are over 6 foot. Every single one of them. You get me? And every single
Bro,
one of
it's a
them,
mess,
you
man.
can't bully them off
It's
the
a
ball,
big mess.
unfortunately.
It's a big
So
mess.
so
Finally, I opened the papers yesterday morning, and I saw that Arsenal is in conversations with Jonathan David. I mean, brother, man, bro, I've seen a lot of ugly rumors here coming up from Arsenal. I mean, Jonathan David, would you take him in this football club? Do- Does he? I mean, does it
you
ring
see,
a bell?
when I say would I take him, no, I wouldn't take him. Yeah, and there's a reason why I rarely talk about transfers. Like because I hear the rumors and
Mm,
I see what's going on, but there's a reason why I don't because I don't take Arsenal serious when it comes to transfers. I've never taken them serious. This is why when we even got Trossard, yeah, last minute, right? I was shocked. Because normally we like to play around the bush, beat around the bush, sing kumbaya and all the rest of it, like a fire outside in the wood with our marshmallows and stuff like that. Yeah, we like to do crap like that instead of just going for the kill, like hypothetically, yeah, in football terms, right? Yeah, we don't do those kind of things. Yeah, he's a good striker, but the thing is, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to take Arsenal serious because it's like this, yeah. The end of, in the end of November, we were saying, yeah, we're gonna get Zubumendi, yeah. The winter transfer comes, yeah. 2 days before it finishes, they said we're gonna get Ollie Watkins after JD9 went when they know they're not gonna sell both of them in the same window. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my
That was
God.
PR hype, yeah.
Oh,
Did they go from? Yeah, they
you
did.
are
But then that's
reopening
PR
the
hype,
wounds, bro.
yeah. So for me to and then now Zubumendi is supposedly going to Real Madrid. This is why I can't take transfers serious when it comes to Arsenal. This is why, yeah, I listen to the rumors, but like I brush it off like it's a pinch of salt. Like, do
Take
you
it
know
with
when
a
JD
pinch of
says
salt.
dirt on your shoulder, brush it off. That's how I see Arsenal's
Exactly, man.
transfer window. You know what I'm saying? Unless we get serious. I remember the good old days. Now, when I realized when Arsenal shocked me when they actually got Ozil. That's what I'm saying. That's when they shocked me. Not even
Yeah,
Aubameyang.
Ozil.
When they
Yeah.
got Ozil, because I didn't hear nothing. It was just like that. Yeah, it was just like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Ozil was a beautiful player. You know what I'm saying? Technically, he
Yeah.
was an
Yeah.
amazing player.
Although he
Right?
underperformed at Arsenal, I felt he had more quality than that, bro.
No, he had more quality than that. But then look at the quality he came from. Not even look at the team he came from. Look at the
Yeah,
quality
the
players that was
quality
in
he
that team.
came from.
Yeah, look at the quality. Like man was
Mm.
playing with who was it? Kolasinac and what's that defender's name? Not Koscielny, the German
Mustafi,
one,
Squadron,
Mustafi.
Mustafi, Rob
Yeah, bro,
Holding. Yeah, bro,
love.
bro,
Look at the players we
demonic
playing with.
defenders. That's who we played with.
That's what I'm saying.
Highly
Look at the players,
demonic
bro.
defenders.
Look where
Bro,
he came
it
from.
was
Yeah,
horrible, man.
bro, he came for
It
the
was
bag.
horrible, bro.
Bro, he came for the bag. Look, like it's
Oh
only
my
after he
days,
came.
bro.
Sanchez came before him, and he came. Then we got Lacazette, and then Lacazette weren't really doing
Yeah,
it, so we went from Aubameyang. Yeah, cool. We had a good five. Yeah, we had a good five, and then Ramsey was right behind all of them, right? But then behind that,
yeah,
we were lacking. We were slacking. Is what I'm saying. We had man like Kolasinac, like a tank that got bullied, bro. He was
oh my
hench.
days.
Yeah. And he got bullied left, right, and centre. Like his first few games, he was sick. We had man like Jorginho, and the thing is, I rated Jorginho, I rated Pepe, but these men were in a crap team. We're in a
You're
crap
on a
team.
crap team. The team couldn't
You know what I'm
help them
saying?
out. Strasbourg Steve says that Jonathan David is a very good striker.
But then, do we need a very good striker, or do we need a world class striker? There's a big difference
Exactly,
between that. There's a massive difference. Do we want
exactly.
a striker
What
that's
we're
going to get
looking
us
for is a killer.
like 10 to 15 goals, or do we want a striker? Because just remember, yeah, people are talking about Højlund as a very good striker, yeah, and he scored his first goal in 22 games the other day, 2 weeks ago. That's what I'm saying. They said he
Yeah,
came with a high reputation, but then look what he did. Do we want a very good striker, or do we want a world class striker? Do we want a striker to be like, okay, let's do this, or do we want a striker to be like, yeah, let's do this? That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That comes in, hits the
yeah.
floor running. Like, forget the first 5 games. It's not about the first 5 games. It's about the other 32 games or 33 games.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying in the Premier League.
Hmm.
Plus the FA Cup,
Yeah,
the Carling Cup, and the Champions League, most importantly. Yeah? That's what I want a
yeah.
striker. I want a striker to be like, do you know what, yeah? I ain't scared of none of these, man. I'm coming to Arsenal to bad teams up to score 20 plus goals. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what I
definitely.
want.
See, just before you go, quick one before we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. Man City faces Bournemouth in the FA Cup. Your predictions for that matchup. Preston will be facing Aston Villa. Yeah. Who's the favorite? After you make this prediction, who's your favorite to win this one? Mind you,
Aston Villa.
Nottingham Forest is also in the running for this one too.
Mm.
You know, they're facing Brighton also tomorrow. No, sorry, on Saturday.
Yeah. Brighton and Aston Villa. They're my favourites.
So, so Man City, Man City doesn't go past Bournemouth.
Um, I do think Man City will go past Bournemouth, right? In yeah, I think that they'll have enough to get past Bournemouth, right? But
Mm, mm,
the moment they come up against a Brighton or a Villa, they're gonna get knocked out. This is what I'm saying.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
I will predict that Aston Villa. I would like Aston Villa to win the FA Cup, right? Just because it kind of changes things up. It's like Newcastle winning the Carabao Cup, yeah. Aston Villa winning the FA Cup, right? It's because did you know what it is? Football at times is boring when the same old teams win these cups.
mm,
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make it interesting. It
yeah,
doesn't make a team want to step up. It doesn't. It's like. Do you remember back in the day, in the 2000s, early 2000s, when Leeds were coming up through the ranks? Yeah. Even though Man
yeah,
United and the head Leeds, yeah, they were competing on every single level. They just came up. Guess what happened?
true,
They when it's the Champions League, they were batting teams up. They were the reason why we did it. Like what Aston Villa is doing to us now, yeah, when they beat us for the last few seasons, was what Leeds used to do to us in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Without getting that cup. This is why I want them to win that cup. You know what I'm saying? I want them to
yeah,
be like and fair enough. I'm not in it, so you can call it sour grapes. I don't care. I'm not in it, so I'm not invested in it to win
mm,
like that. But just for the football sake, I want Aston Villa to win because it shows this season, yeah, this season has been a topsy turvy season, and just to know that Aston Villa got into the Champions League, yeah, they're still in it. They've had a brilliant
mm.
season. They deserve it more
They've
than
had a
any
brilliant
other team,
season. They
even
just have
Nottingham
to
Forest,
cop it up.
because
They have to cap it
just
all off
remember,
with a trophy, man. An FA
just
Cup at
remember,
least. And again,
yeah,
don't throw the fact away that Unai Emery, I mean, is an
yeah,
European manager by and by. Is that kind of
yeah,
guy that could just do some hocus pocus in Europe and just
yeah.
get something. But again, I mean, they're big wigs in the Champions League. Barcelona
I
is
agree.
there. They have the best player down there. I mean,
Yeah,
uh, uh, you know, so I don't know, man. But again, let's see. Hopefully, I see you on Saturday.
yeah,
If we do have a show with Sarkis TV, my
yeah.
brother, man, thanks for showing up for me this night. It's nice to
Love and
have a
respect, man. You know,
brotherly
always
chat
show up,
with
man.
you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Hopefully, we get to see later on.
yeah,
Steve, I've pushed our show because it's night here. I have to go to sleep. I have work early in the morning. I have to wake up as early as 6 o'clock for work early in the morning. So, I mean, I moved the show to six. So sorry, seven on Saturday though. That's when I push the show to. So we just have to create time. If you can come back early from work tomorrow, better. But I've moved it to Saturday. Right now, it's me and the bed, man. Me and the bed. Um, Strasbourg Steve says here, I want to see Bournemouth win it. I think Bournemouth beat Man City on Sunday. Man City far too vulnerable to counter attack.
mm,
I mean, just a quick one. I mean, Vito used to come to the sarcasm show most times to come and laugh at us, you know, when we're having our bozo moments. But
yeah.
suddenly, man, Vito is respectful. I mean, they've slapped humility down that
He's been
brother's
humbled. He's been humbled
character, man.
because you know what it is. It's all well and good when you're a high horse, when you're winning everything, when you're at least coming out with the top of the top trophies. Yeah. Now that the mighty have fallen, it's like, do you know that film? London has fallen. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
where it is. Right? Manchester
Wait,
City has
you watched that
fallen.
film, man?
Bruv, I love that series, the whole
Man, you
trilogy, bro.
OG, man. You
Bruv,
OG.
OG out here, bruv. Like when it
You
comes to films and
OG,
stuff,
man.
like I'm a
It's only for the
connoisseur.
OGs, bro. I
Connoisseur.
mean,
No man, like you got to remember, what Vader used to come from a very high point. This is why he could gaslight so many things and big up player like all the up and coming teams and Arteta and this and that, because he knew that
yeah.
at the end of the season he was guaranteed to win something. This is the first season
Mm,
Man City's Pep, apart from when Pep came into the league, this is the first season in
yeah.
how many years that he's not guaranteed to win anything, and you can't even say because If Arsenal wasn't gaining the points that they was, and all the other teams around them was doing what they used to do, right?
Yeah.
Pep would have still won it on like 70 points. He can't win it this season because everyone else has stepped up and they haven't even stagnated. Yeah, you see what them man are like. Yeah, them man are like right now raw chicken in the fridge. Yeah, that's been left in the fridge
Exactly,
for a
bro.
week with mold on it.
Reese
You know what I'm
Mark
saying?
even said.
No good. You gotta dash it away, star. You can't make curry chicken like
Shout out
that.
Reese Mark,
You gotta
man. Big
dash it
up to
away,
you, my
rude
brother,
boy. That's what it is, bro. Like that's what Man United are. They're still food, bro. They're still food. They need to
Yeah,
get rid
man.
of their dead wood, and it's not even who they're going to implement in summer. It's going to take a while for them to get their tactics, just because they have to they got rid of so many people. There's a reason why Foden
Mm.
hasn't been playing well. Grealish has been isolated out of the whole team. The only one that you can say that looks like a star in this
No,
team is Mamouche, and he's
but I
only been there
mean,
6 weeks.
he's not fit to play. Mentally, he's
Is
not
that?
fit to play. I mean,
Is
he's a
that?
drunkard. He's been drinking all around. I mean, there are pictures, several videos everywhere of him
No,
stumbling
bro.
and people
I'm not
helping
having
him
that.
out,
Back in the day,
carrying him
bro, I'm not
into
having that.
cars. I mean, if
Bro,
that
I'm not
was
having that.
Rashford, we know the talk
Of course,
that'll be
of
out
course,
there, right? But
of course.
it's
Yeah.
Grealish. So I don't think he has the mentality. He's not even fit enough to even play. I mean,
Bro, do
that
you know
team
what it
has
is?
just this. I mean, it has
Most of these
just,
players are junkies.
bro. I've never seen a team disintegrate
Yeah,
of a Pep Guardiola team. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
disintegrate the way Man City disintegrated this
yeah,
season,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Absolutely shocking. I've never seen it before in a Pep team. So this raises questions. But in it, he was having marital issues and all this, stuff going on. So I mean, man,
Bro,
some of the
was
problems are
his
caused by
wife
the.
was his wife the true mind behind his success? Because they say with every strong man, yeah, there's a strong woman pushing him on. So he must have his rock has left. And you know what happens when a rock left, yeah? You're wobbly. It's like if someone cuts off your ears, you haven't got the balance that you need.
Yeah,
Yeah. So his rock
yeah.
left him. Yeah. The person that he's supposed
Hmm.
to say through thick and thin, they're in it together. She left. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because you know what? Yeah. I don't like when love separates. You get me? But you don't know what happens
Yeah,
inside the house. And sometimes when you have a toxic household, it relays into your workplace. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
It
Oh,
creeps
she's the
in. It
messenger.
creeps in. Definitely.
And it creeps
It
in.
creeps in. 100. Yeah, 100. Don T, thanks for
Yeah.
popping into the show.
No worries.
Definitely,
Anytime, my
we'll be
brother.
seeing
Yeah.
on Saturday on Tackles and
Yeah.
TV, and we'll go down there and chop it up with the brothers TJ and our big host Flawless. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Bro,
and
flawless,
Flawless
man.
went at it and in the chart. Why you say?
Oh, Flawless is my brother, man. Like, Flawless knows I got nothing but
Why
respect
the
for him.
hell are you saying this?
But
Oh
you know
my
the funny
God,
thing is, yeah,
Flores
Flawless is like
is
to
an
push the
absolute
buttons,
real
yeah,
one.
and he
Shout
knows
out to
what to push
Strasbourg
buttons to push.
Steve. Guys, I've been trying to do a show with Strasbourg Steve, but he's been
Yeah.
stuck at work. He's been stuck at work, so he's just coming back now, and definitely I'm going to bed now. So it's gonna be till Saturday. I mean, Newcastle won that EFL Cup, and Arsenal. I posted something today. I saw Isaac. I saw Willock dancing today, bro, man. I mean, that video I've been floating around to some African Afrobeat, you know,
Yeah.
and I was just reminiscing. I just came back from work, tired, looking at my football club. Everything is messed up. I mean, I'm literally just a lion out here. I want to bury my face in shame because, bro, look at what Arsenal put us through. Yeah, a
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
could get at least a trophy. These guys
Yeah.
have messed everything up. Bro, I'm
Mm.
just using the lion thing to just show my as in just show my face in stream. Because bro,
All
man,
right.
these guys, bro, they hurt me real
Tony.
bad. And then I
Tony.
saw
What?
Newcastle dancing and
Yeah.
enjoying and bro, man, those guys are happy. Look at what that trophy means to them.
Yeah.
While us were just
Yeah, but bro, there's a
moping.
difference. Bro, there's a difference because
Bro,
they
man.
haven't won anything in 70 years. There's a difference. They haven't won anything in 70 years. We haven't won anything in 4.5. There's a massive difference. And this is why they're behaving like that. If we won the FA Cup, yeah, man will be happy. But guess what? We've won how many? We're the leaders of the FA Cup. We won like 12 or something like that. Yeah? Well, how many is through the time? In the Premier League ever, we've won like six, 7. Yeah. So we are the kings of the FA Cup. This is why I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I would love to win the FA Cup, but for me, like, we can't win anything else. So I'm just here for the vibe. I can't even get angry no more. I can get angry in the league, but when it comes to the Champions League, I can't even get angry anymore. So tell you why, because
Don't see, they
if
might
our
give you
team
the
is gonna get knocked
Champions
out,
League.
bro,
If
if
the
our team's gonna
stars
get knocked out,
align and they give you the Champions League.
bro, if the stars are like,
He wants no part of it. Okay, no problem.
bro, in another universe, yeah, the stars might be aligning, yeah. If in another
Big up
universe,
Dante,
yeah.
big up everyone who joined us tonight. Dante, take care. I'll catch you soon, my brother, man. Stay
No way.
safe, B.
Much love. Like and subscribe,
Stay
people.
safe, people. Yeah, you said?
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, people.
Yeah, like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. Big ups to everyone. Rizzy Mark, Strasbourg, Steve, assembled. Everyone who joined us today. Big love to you, people. Flawless TJ, here to there, Hendon into the box. All of you guys are joining from the start of the stream down here. Yeah, big up to you, people. You guys are the best. And of course, Dante, I see you on Saturday. Big up to you, people.
Yeah.
Peace. Peace, people.